So, hello everyone. My name is Becky with Scott Leroy Marketing, and today we are going to be doing our What Can Scott Leroy Marketing Do for You class. So, we're going to be talking about the different things that we can help with here at Scott Leroy Marketing, both with your onboarding and well beyond your onboarding throughout your time at Keller Williams. So, before we get started, I do want to mention a couple things. First things first, if you have any questions as we go through, please go ahead and drop them in the chat as you have the question. I will make sure I save time at the very end to get to questions. If it's an easy question or is directly related that I can quickly answer, I'll try to grab it in the middle of class when I see it come through. But if you don't see your question getting answered right away, I promise I'm not ignoring you. I make sure I go through the chat at the end of class, make sure I don't miss any, and I'll give it a few minutes at the end of class to make sure we get those questions answered. So if you are watching this back on recording, you can always email us with any questions. That email is support@scottleroymarketing.com. I'm actually going to drop that email in the chat for all of you as well. Give me just a second here. Alrighty, so we've got what's in there. All right, so we've got the email in the chat for you. Again, it's support@scottleroymarketing.com. You can always reach out to us via email, and we're happy to help out. Today's class recording will be up on our YouTube channel within 24 hours. I'm going to drop the link to our YouTube channel as well. And one thing I always like to point out when we are looking at our YouTube channel, which I'm going to show you right here, is you do always want to make sure you are looking for the most recent video. So if you are searching for a specific video or you're just looking through the classes, you do always want to make sure you have that most recent video. Things are always changing, both with Command and the services that we offer here at Scott Leroy Marketing. So you just want to make sure you have the most up-to-date information. The best way to do that on our YouTube channel is the videos tab. So you can click videos and you'll see all of our trainings and tip videos and things. It's going to be in reverse chronological order. So the video at the top is going to be our most recent video. And then from there, it'll get older as you go through. If you are searching, I'm going to search for this class. So if you're searching, sometimes that first video that pops up is not going to be a recent video. For example, on this, you can see the one that pulls up first is 4 months ago, and then our most recent one is 3 weeks ago. It's not always in the same order. They can be, wonky order. So we just always, actually 13 days ago. Sorry, that's our more recent one. But you can always look at the dates right here or the dates on the video itself, and you'll be able to find our more recent videos. Alrighty, so without any further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump over to the Scott Leroy Marketing website. That's where we're going to spend most of our time today. I'm dropping the link in the chat for you. It is scottleroymarketing.com. When you are on our page, you'll see a button that says log in up in the top right corner, where mine currently says log out. You just click on that, enter your Market Center number, and that will give you access to the page. I'm already signed in under a Market Center, so mine's just giving me the option to log out. And then we are going to spend most of our time under this Agent Resources tab today. It has a lot of those things that we're able to help you with. But first, talking about onboarding. When you first onboard, you will fill out a questionnaire, generally, when we do our onboarding. Sorry, I had to let someone in. But when you are filling out these questionnaires, they are all going to be pretty much the same. We recently updated them and merged them. And so you just go through, and these questions are going to help you pick the different types of questionnaires. So when you're looking at these, we're just going to go through these different types of questionnaires, and that'll help you answer those questions when you do fill out the questionnaire. So the first one we have is a new agent questionnaire. And new agent doesn't necessarily mean you are a brand new licensed agent. It just means that you are new to Keller Williams as a whole. So you could be newly licensed, just passed your test, or you could have been an agent for years and years and you're just now moving to KW for the very first time. Either way, you would fill out the new agent questionnaire. Next, we have an admin questionnaire, and an admin questionnaire is going to be for someone that is joining a team or a group of agents. So generally, you would fall under a non-licensed associate, and you'd generally be doing some type of support for a team or group, whether that's transaction coordination, marketing, or something along those lines. Next, we have a capper questionnaire, and a capper is generally someone coming from another brokerage who has already done quite a few deals. You have quite a bit of production under your belt, Basically, this one allows us to go in and make sure your setup is super speedy and super accurate because you have transactions going on so that there's no lapse in your business there. Next is an expansion questionnaire. And expansion means that you are in more than one Keller Williams office. So you could be, in a state where you have your license, or maybe you're on a state line where you have your license in both states and you're with a Keller Williams in each of those states. It could also mean maybe you travel a lot and so you have a license, completely across the country, or just different ends of the same state, depending on the size of the state there. But basically, it just means you're going to be licensed in two different Keller Williams offices. And so the expansion just allows us to go in and make sure you are updated with both market centers. Alrighty. Next, sorry, I'm trying to let some people in here. Next, we have the hidden agent setup. And a hidden agent setup is most likely going to be for someone who's, again, already in production with another brokerage, maybe transferring to Keller Williams, but they haven't fully made that step yet. So they want their profiles to be private so that people aren't seeing that you're with Keller Williams if maybe you haven't made that transition yet. Maybe you're still waiting to tell your current brokerage, waiting for some transactions to go through and things like that. So hidden agent setup just allows us to make sure your profiles are hidden so you're not displaying on the KW agent site or things like that. Next, we have Market Center staff. That one's pretty self-explanatory. So that's going to be for your Market Center's leadership team, whether that's the MCA, Director of First Impressions, team leader, anything along those lines. Next, we have a returning agent. And this would be where you were with Keller Williams and you left, whether you left for a month, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, however long you left, and you're now coming back to Keller Williams. So this just means that the system will already recognize you. Next, you have a team questionnaire, and team, it could be for an admin, but most likely that's going to be a licensed agent joining a team, whether you're joining as a listing agent or a buyer's agent, either way. And then you have the transfer questionnaire. So this is going to be from one KW office to another. So if you're moving across the country, if you're moving from one state to another, or if you're just moving KW offices locally, you would need to update that information. So basically, whenever you need to update to a different market center, you're moving, you would do the transfer agent questionnaire. We do also have this tech refresh right here. That is also a questionnaire. That's going to be for existing agents. And so that just allows us to go in and audit your KW system, see if there's any tech that we are providing now to new agents that you didn't have when you first joined KW. So for example, we now set up Zoom and TidyCal and Instacart and things like that. So if you joined a few years ago, those weren't things that we offered. So you can do a tech refresh and we'll go through all of your systems just to make sure everything is set up and you're taking full advantage of everything that we offer. So once you fill out one of those questionnaires, again, all of them are going to bring you to a screen that looks exactly like this. And so you'll be able to toggle between the answers here, and choosing your questionnaire here will pre-select some of the answers, but you can change them if your situation's a little different. I do see a comment in the chat saying that someone cannot see my screen. If I can get confirmation that other people can see my screen, that would be helpful. Maybe make sure that's taken care of first. Alrighty, I am getting confirmation that some people can see. So Margie, if you are maybe on like a mobile device or something like that, you may need to just switch your view to view the speaker mode. So if you're on a mobile device, you can usually do that by swiping either to the left or the right, and it'll change what you're seeing. Otherwise, you may just want to play around with the layout on your Zoom settings, and it should pull it up for you. Alrighty, so again, every market center is a little different with those questionnaires. Some will fill them out for you. Some will have you fill it out on your own, and some will set up a meeting to go through and fill it out with you together. So every market center is a little different there, but nonetheless, once you have filled out that questionnaire, you're going to get an email once our team does our side of the setup that looks sort of similar to this, and it'll have the subject line, Keller Cloud Setup Complete. It'll have your name right here and market center number right here. So where mine says 00, you'll see this market center number. Um, Scrolling down, you'll see the market center number again here. We do try to put it in as many places as possible on this email, since you do need it to access our agent site and things like that. So we try to put it in as many places as possible. You'll see your setup type down here. It's a nice graphic welcoming you to Keller Williams. And then as you scroll down, you're going to see a video right here. This video just walks you through this email altogether. So it's going to be really the same thing we're covering right now. So if you want to check it out, you certainly can. But if you're here with me, then you might not need that. Next thing you'll see is this section that says notes from your onboarding team. Generally, we have a note here. It could be something as small as, please provide your headshot and we can get that updated for you. In which case you can just reply to the email, or maybe your license number. We don't have that, or something along those lines. But sometimes you'll see other notes that could be more specific. So it could be maybe something went wrong with your setup, and which is rare, but sometimes there are things that are down in command that aren't allowing us to make edits. And so we'll add a note here if anything wasn't able to be completed because of the platform or anything like that. So we always recommend checking the notes right here. If you see a note here and you're confused about what it means, again, you can always just reply to this email with any questions about that. We'd be more than happy to jump in and see if it's been resolved within command, or just help explain it to you further. So again, feel free to reply to this email with any questions or anything like that. We're always happy to help out. You'll see this SLM website password. Again, it's just going to be your market center number. And then these links are going to take you to our Stop the Remarketing website. Scrolling down, you're going to see the Keller Cloud login, or your KW Systems logins right here. So this is what you will use to log into Command, the Command app, Keller Home Loans, and things like that. So that's where that's what you'll use to sign in there. You can just copy and paste these logins. One thing I do want to say is, if you are, for example, double clicking to copy and paste, when you grab that password, it's not always going to grab a special character. So you want to make sure it has the entire password, but also make sure it doesn't have a space before or after. Specifically with command, it's a little funny about it. If there's a space before or after the password, it's going to mark the whole password as invalid. So you just want to make sure there's not an additional space in there. The username is not going to be case sensitive, so you can put that in exactly as it is here, or all caps or all lowercase, does not matter. And your password is going to be case sensitive, sorry. So yeah, so then you'll have a link right here to log into command. Moving down further, you will see your Google Workspace. And Google Workspace, that is going to be your KW email. So you'll see that right here, as well as just Google Workspace, so like Google Docs and things like that, you'll be able to access with these same logins through here. So you'll see your KW email address and password, and you'll see if your email was forwarded. If you asked for it to be forwarded, we can generally set that up. So you'll see that note there if it was. You'll see a link to access your Gmail, update verification, and KW Email Insights. KW Email Insights is just going to be a playlist on our YouTube channel that gives you some tips and tricks on that. One thing I want to point out, when you are signing into your KW email, you're just going to access it through Gmail like you would any other Gmail address. This link right here is going to take you directly to Gmail, your inbox. So if you are already signed in to another Gmail account, you can just click your name in the top right corner and you'll see add another account right here. You can do that and sign in with your KW email, and that'll just add another account there. So you would just sign in like you would any other Google account. Nothing super specific about that one. Moving down, you have your KW Command IDX website. So this is going to be a personalized website, personalized specifically to you. It'll be branded with your information and all of that stuff. The KW consumer app and the KW agent profile, these are also going to be These three are similar, so I'm grouping them together here. But KW Consumer app, that's going to, again, be branded directly to you. And your KW agent profile, it's going to be your profile that people will see when they search for you on kw.com. So you'll see all three of those. One thing I want to point out about all of these is you do not have a specific agent login on these sites. All of the edits are going to be made through command. So you would just go to agent.kw.com to make any edits here. If you want to create an account on any of these pages, you would just create it like a consumer would. You'll just hit login or create an account, and it'll allow you to do that. Scrolling down, Keller Home Loans and Keller Covered, you are going to see those right here as well. Personal links that you can access through. Scrolling down, you'll see Twilio. We are not setting up Twilio for agents. However, we do find that a lot of agents like to use Twilio, which is why we link it here to make it a little easier for you. Twilio is a texting service, so you can purchase a subscription. It's fairly cost effective, and you can purchase texts by however many you want to send per month, and you can send texts out through command directly. It's not required. You do not have to have Twilio, and you would have to pay for it, but we just put it there because we do find that a lot of agents like to use it. Scrolling down, you will have DocuSign. If your market center uses a different platform other than DocuSign, you might see other logins here. For example, some market centers use Dotloop instead. So you would generally see your Dotloop logins in this email instead. But if you are in a market center using DocuSign, which is most market centers, you will see these logins here, your username and password. One thing you do always want to pay attention to, and we would always recommend saving this email, whether you star it or you download it or you copy these logins to a password locker. However you store your passwords, make sure you also keep this security question and answer. We are required to fill that out when we are setting up your account. It's going to be specific to you. You do need to enter this number exactly as it is. So we tend to use dots instead of dashes, and so you might see that if you enter dashes instead, it won't accept it. So you just want to make sure you enter that in exactly as you see it in your email. That can be a little confusing for people, so just always like to point it out because that will help you be able to reset your password or anything like that. Scrolling down, you have Canva, and Canva fairly recently, a couple of months, I guess now, merged with, or not merged, but partnered with KW to provide free KW Canva accounts that are professional accounts to agents. You'll just go to canva.kw.com and you're going to sign in with the logins here, which are going to be the same as your command logins. So you'll be able to go in and enter those in. There's a link directly to canva.kw.com right here. So you can just click on that and go sign in. Scrolling down, you're going to see some additional logins as well. So you'll see Gemini AI. This is going to be a pro account. Again, Gemini AI is going to have a pro account there, so you can use those logins. We have some prompts on our website, which we will cover when we get back over to our website. So we have some prompts. We link them here for you. Instacart is going to be a digital business card. So similar to Blink, if you're familiar with Blink, where you can share your contact directly with someone. They just like scan a QR code and they can download the contact directly to their phone. So you'll have your logins here, username and password. You'll also see a link to Instacart training. This is going to be through Instacart. It's not through us, but this is going to be directly through Instacart, or Real Greater, I believe is the name of the company. So you'll be able to go in and set those up if you'd like. It's not required. It might be helpful. I've heard that it's helpful, but you are not required to take that training or anything at all. So just optional for you. You'll see your digital business card shareable link here, and you can just copy and paste that and share it directly with a client or a friend or anything like that. Next, you'll see Zoom right here. This is going to be a free basic account. It is not a pro account. We just set this up for you so that it's easier for you to be able to just go straight into setting up virtual meetings or anything like that. You'll also usually see TidyCal right here. I'm not sure why it's not showing on mine right now, but we are setting up TidyCal for agents. It's going to be similar to Calendly. It'll be a scheduling platform that you can sync directly with your calendar, and people can just go ahead and request a slot on your calendar and it can update automatically. You'll also see KW offerings right here. This is going to be a one-stop shop for home selling. So generally like cash offers and things like that. You have your sign-ins here. There's also going to be a video right here that walks you through that kind of just covers what KW offerings is and things like that. So scrolling down, you're going to see these helpful resources. So we have some websites right here that can help out. So royalty-free media sites, so you're not having to pay to use pictures. So there's options there. KW Answers, they have a bunch of articles that can help you with pretty much everything in command. KW Connect, technology in KW Connect, our tech training that's going to bring you to our YouTube channel. There's also some next steps you'll see right here. These are some of those things that we're able to help with after onboarding. So you can send us your database to import up to 5 CSV files at a time, and we can help get that imported for you. And once you move to KW, we have a tutorial here for you. 30-day and jumpstart challenges. Again, we'll actually get to those more in detail on our website. We have some biography tips and tricks, and then we have a link to more of our training videos here. Scrolling down, we also have some support numbers and email addresses to keep on file. So we have the contact information for KW International, Keller Home Loans, DocuSign, our contact information, as well as Twilio. So that really covers that email. So we're going to go back over to the Scott Leroy Marketing website. And we are, again, hanging out under this Agent Resources tab. We covered our questionnaires and our tech refresh. The next thing you'll see right here is new Canva training. So this is going to be training for the KW Canva Pro account. It's going to bring you to a YouTube channel or a YouTube playlist rather, that has a bunch of videos that we've created. It'll have our classes when we are doing those. It'll have our recordings from those, as well as some tip videos we've created for it. Live webinars, that's going to actually bring you directly to this class that you're in now. So during the time we are doing our webinars, you can just click this link and it'll bring you directly to the Zoom. Training, so you'll see the training calendar here. Let me open that up real quick. All right, so on the training calendar, you'll see a link. Again, this is just going to bring you to the live webinar, our class recordings here. But scrolling down, you're going to see our class schedule. So we have it for a month at a time. So you'll be able to go through and see this month's calendar, and you can go in and you can click on one and you can see, that it's a Zoom training. You'll see your Zoom link here, as well as a brief description and the time. So you'll be able to see all of those here. You can add this calendar directly to Google Calendar so that you don't miss out on any classes, and you can view them on the go. So maybe if you want to have it on your phone or something like that, you can absolutely do that because the Zoom link is in the class itself. Scrolling down, you're also going to see printout versions of our training calendars. I'll just open that top one real quick. It just has all of the different time zones. And you're going to see it's broken down by day of the week on this one. So you'll see our Monday classes, our Tuesday classes. It'll have the time. Make sure it's the right time zone. So it'll have the time for you, as well as the dates those classes are offered on. And so you can go through and you can see all of those. I'm going to close out the tab too. Down below those training calendars, you're going to see an overview of our classes. So you'll see a bunch of just different blurbs about all of our classes, so you get a better idea of what is offered in each of those. Next, you'll see the SLM challenges. And this one is going to be just different challenges to help you get used to both real estate and the KW systems, specifically Command. So we have our SLM Getting Started challenge. That one is going to be 30 days of just getting started with real estate in general. The Command challenge, I'm going to open that up. So you can see it here. This one is also as a smart plan in command, so you can have it automatically assign tasks to you in command. So you just have those. But we can see the printable version right here. So let me zoom in here. Here we go. So when we zoom in, you can see the different days a little better here. So this is just going to be simple command tasks to get you used to the different parts of command. So downloading the command mobile app, learn how to import contacts, create tags from your list, and things like that. So we have a bunch of different videos here, or different tasks here in the smart plan. There are links to videos for pretty much everything on how you can do that task that we have in here. So just to try to make your life a little easier there, but you can click this link right here. It'll bring you directly to your smart plans library. You can just search for Scott Leroy by author and be able to find the 30-day challenge there. Let's see here. So next there, you'll see Keller Cloud cheat sheets. Those are just going to be some printable documents that have a bunch of different tips and tricks on things to do in command. Next, you'll see digital marketing tips, and this is just going to have some short tip videos on different things that can help your digital marketing, so updating your office address and things like that. So next we have the recorded training classes, and you'll be able to go through and see the YouTube playlist for each of the classes we have. So our DocuSign, you go here to the DocuSign 101, it's going to bring you to the playlist for our DocuSign classes, and you'll be able to go find those directly without having to search too much. And same with all of those, it'll bring you to the YouTube playlist for each of those directly. Next, we have agent support, where we're going to spend a lot more time because it has a lot more in it. So when we scroll down, the first section we're going to see is top rated. So these are 3 things that people that we help with for people a lot. So creating a new biography, importing database, setting up the smart plan for updating database contact information. I'm going to click on one of these just so you can see what it looks like. All of those links are going to be forms. So I'm not going to open all of those because that would get a little monotonous. But you can see in here, you'll fill out your information and we can go in and help update your biography. If you have a biography already, you can just paste it in here. But we can also help write a biography for you. So you can just say, please write my bio. Give us a few things you want highlighted in your biography. Maybe you want it a little more fun. So you want to include, that you're a sports fan, or you have specific specialties. So things like that you can enter in and we can help get that written for you and then uploaded to your command for you. Importing database, again, we touched on this earlier. You can send us CSV files and we can help get those imported. Imports can be a little finicky in command, which is why we definitely want to help out with those. So there's a specific template within command that you would need to reformat your contacts for usually before importing them. So we just try to make your life a little easier and offer to do that for you. We can do up to 5 per agent per month. So you can feel free to send those over to us. This updating database contact information smart plan. It's going to be a smart plan where you can make sure you get contact information for people that you do not have contact information for. So maybe you have a phone number for the contact, but you don't have an email address, or vice versa. This smart plan is going to allow you to reach out to them and get that information updated, so you have a good plan there. Next, under marketing support, you're going to see our monthly newsletter smart plan. So we do set up a newsletter every month. We create one fresh each month, and it kind of just is a good update for your contacts on the different things maybe going on right now currently in the market, or just in general tips and tricks and things like that. So we have that monthly newsletter smart plan, and we can set it up for you and get it sent out to your contacts, or we can send it out to contacts with a specific tag, or just add it to your command so that you can send it out yourself. This is a separate smart plan for each month, so you would need to fill this out or email us each month that you want it, because it is not an ongoing smart plan, it's an individual newsletter. You'll see some marketing templates right here. So this is going to bring you to our agent concierge. And I'm going to circle back to this at the end of class because there's like 3 different places that we can access this same link. So our agent concierge, and I'll circle back to that when we get down to the other ones. API Nation setup, we are able to help out with that as well as importing top producer. Smart plan setup, I'll open that in a new tab. But we can help add the KW smart plans. They currently have 10. Actually, they just added 2 more like last week. So you can get all of the smart plans added or individual ones that you would like. And we can go in and get that added for you. Spring Clean Smart Plan, that is actually going to be the same smart plan as this updating database contact information. Same smart plan, same form to fill it out, just different titles here. Moving down, you'll see Getting Started. And a lot of these things are the different things we would do when we are doing your setup. For example, setting up your DocuSign, adding your biography in there, connecting .loop to command if you are in a market center that uses .loop. So some of these are things that we would do during your setup, like your command setup as well. Some of these are just additional things that we can help out with. So exporting contacts, again, importing that database, your tech optimization, updating your headshot, QR code creation, updating a biography and things like that. I do want to point out this KWLS open house, actually, because this has changed. And so we're working to remove this from our site. Just because it's outdated, they updated the way that it works. It used to be that you had to add your open house to your MLS, and then you had to add it to the KWLS in addition. And now you just have to add it to your MLS, and it should automatically feed over to KWLS. So you can just not worry about that one right there, because that one changed a bit. Moving down, you'll see looking to rebrand. So if you are leaving a team and you need to update that team branding, so you want to remove it. If you're changing teams or joining a team and you need to update with the new team information, you can do that form right there and we can go in and fill it out for you. Updating social media, we would be able to go in and add your links to your social media to your command so that people are able to find your social media on your website and things like that. We can set up your KW email or an alias for you, updating your phone number, contact email, things like that, setting up email forwarding. Those are some simple things that we're able to help out with. And then we have website support. Websites can be a little finicky. They are not everyone's cup of tea. And so these are some things that we're able to help out with the KW agent sites to make your life a little simpler. That way you're not having to try to do everything all yourself. So we have website enhancement, all additional pages. There's about 4 or 5 additional pages that we can add for you, such as the app download page, what's your home worth, local school search, and mortgage calculator. So we can go in and add all of those for you. So we have them here. We can set up domain forwarding if you've purchased a custom domain from a third-party site, such as GoDaddy or Squarespace. So we can set it up to redirect people to your KW agent site. You can set up your featured listings, listing landing pages for you, monthly blog that's going to be similar to our monthly newsletter. If you want an open house sign-in sheet, this is another thing that they changed fairly recently. It used to be that you would have an open house sign-in sheet on your KW agent site, and it would be for all of your open houses, all of them all at once. So it would be the same link and the same sign-in sheet. They did change that, so now you have to have one for each individual open house. And the reason they did that is so that when you are in command looking at your contacts, which will feed in directly from the open house sign-in sheet, it's going to show you which house they were at when they filled out the sign-in sheet. So it'll help you keep it a little straighter, so you know where people were when you found when they contacted you and things like that. So that is definitely a good improvement. That said, we can help create them for you so you're not having to worry about creating them individually each time. Moving down under build your business. So these are some of those things that we can help set up for you. These are those third-party platforms. Now, if you did our questionnaire and we filled and we set it up for you, you'll have all of these. Um, if you did not go that route, or you did a long time ago when we weren't offering those, you can fill out these forms without having to go through the full tech refresh, just to make it so that you can have them all set up. The Zoom and TidyCal, as well as the Canva, they're all going to be the same form. So if we click on one, for example, we'll go Canva. When you go down here, you'll see which accounts are you looking to have set up, and you can choose which of the three you want set up. So you can say all three, you can say just one of them or two of them. I do want to point out actually this Canva account, with the new KW Canva accounts, it's going to automatically be set up when you have an active command account. So this one right here on this form is just going to be a free basic Canva account. It's not going to be the premium KW Canva accounts because those will already be set up. So when you're filling out that form, you might just skip the Canva account. Unless you want the free account, we can still set that up for you for sure. Back over here, we have compliance updates. So if you are in an area that has some specific compliance requirements, we can help set those up for you, make sure you're in compliance on those. Next, under leadership support, if you are in leadership, we have a bunch of resources here for you, as well as under this leadership support tab. So you can definitely check that out. I'm not going to jump into those today, just because I don't know that we have leadership on the call. But if you are in leadership, you can absolutely feel free to email us with any questions about this, and we're happy to help out there. So next, under this agent resources tab, we covered agent support. Next, we have marketing support. And the first thing you'll see right here is our agent concierge, which we talked about on this agent support page. So we have 3 different places to find it. So the first is going to be under this agent support page that we were just looking at. Under marketing support, you can go here. You can also click this real estate marketing right here, and it'll bring you to this same page. So our agent concierge is do it for you marketing. So we can go in and we can create some pieces for you, marketing collateral. You'll just fill out this form, and I'm going to walk you through this form in just a second. But before we do that, we're going to scroll down a little further. And you're going to see some options. You're going to see our most popular social posts, flyers, and postcards. So you can look at these. These are going to be bigger icons than you'll see when we're actually filling out the form, which is why I wanted to point it out. We have more options than just these as well. But these are the more popular ones. So you'll be able to see them a little bigger down here. So we'll go ahead and we'll click start. It's going to ask if this is your first time requesting a marketing piece. So we'll say, I'm just going to say yes for the sake of this. It's going to ask what your market center number is. It's going to ask, are you submitting this form for yourself or on behalf of someone else? Now, you may be wondering, why would you be filling it out for someone else? If you are maybe on a team, you are the marketing person for the team, and you're filling it out for someone there. Maybe someone's hosting an open house for you, and you're helping create that marketing for them. You would say someone else. I'm just going to say for myself for today. Next, it's going to ask for your name. We'll fill that out. It's going to ask if you want to choose from all of the designs or just most popular. I'll say all so you can see those. And then it's going to ask what type of designs you want. So social post, postcard, flyer, or all of the above. And then you'll see the social posts through here. And you'll be able to go in and we have all of them through here. They're a little small, I know. So you can scroll through and see those. You'll see it kind of bigger on one of the further screens. So we'll just go ahead and click next. And then we'll do the same thing with our flyers and the postcards. And then you'll fill out the property address that this marketing is for. So we'll say 123 Main Street. Always forget what the zip code is. And we'll say next. And then it's going to ask for the listing status. So for sale, just listed, just sold, pending, and under contract. Those ones are all just going to bring you directly to filling out your contact information. The open house is going to ask an additional question, so I'm just going to grab that so you can see it. So we'll say next. Additional question is going to be the date and time of the open house. So we'll say it is for Saturday, December 13th. I believe it's this Saturday. If not, just pretend with me. From, we'll say 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. We'll just say next there. And it's going to ask for your business email address. That out. Phone number. I'm going to grab that from here as well. And then we'll just say next. And then if you have a headshot you want to upload, you can upload it right here. On the next screen, you'll be able to upload a logo if you have that. And then next, any comments you have here. So if there's some specific state requirements or anything like that, you can add those into these comments and we can take a look at that for you. And then you're just going to click review and submit. And you're going to be able to go see all of the answers you've given on all of the questions. You're also going to be able to click edit right next to it. So you can go back to that direct question without having to go all the way back through the entire process all over again. So you'll be able to edit one if you need to. And then once you've done that, you're just going to click submit right here, and it's going to send it over to our team. I obviously don't want to send this to our team right now, but you would just click submit and then our team can get working on it. We do always request that you allow 1 to 2 business days for us to be able to complete these, since our team does go in and create them manually for you. It's not going to be automatically created just from this. Our team goes in and creates them manually. So we do ask for 1 to 2 business days, just so we can make sure we have it exactly as you'd like it in time for you to use the design. So for example, what did we say? We said our open house was this Saturday from 3 to 5 p.m. If you're filling this out on Friday at 5 p.m., it probably won't be done in time. And we just want to make sure that it is done in time for you. So if you fill it out 1 to 2 business days in advance, we can get that done for you. So back to our agent resources tab under marketing support. Next, you're going to see Gemini Pro and Chat GPT prompt. Once we get that to load here, you're going to see a video here that walks you through accessing Gemini Advanced. And then down below, you're going to have hundreds of different questions that you can ask. You'll have some tips here, and then you'll have a couple hundred prompts through here that you can fill out, or you can copy and paste into your AI. It doesn't have to be Gemini Advanced or Chat GPT. It can be whatever platform you use. But you can just copy and paste those prompts and get some answers from your whatever AI you like to use. So you do, again, always want to make sure you're checking the answers for accuracy when it comes to AI. It's not perfect. So you just want to make sure you're reviewing it, make sure it's accurate, but it'll give you a good baseline that you can then use to edit from there. Next, you'll see the monthly blog and monthly newsletter, which we talked about earlier when we were on the agent support tab. These are going to bring you to that same form that you can fill out. And then finally, we have templates. So under templates, we're going to have a bunch of Canva templates. These are going to be accessible with your KW Canva Pro platform. So you will need to be signed in with your KW Canva account in order to access these. But you'll be able to go through. You can choose the design type you'd like. So KW Black and White, KW Modern, Luxury, KW Classic. We also have some of our old templates here as well. But we'll just select one here. This is going to be the style, and then you're going to go in, you'll see the different designs through here. And so you can take a look at, open house signs, buyer's guide, things like that. So these are just going to be some forms or templates that you can fill out. So you'll just go, you'll grab the one you like. I'll say this, email signatures. And we'll click on that, and it's going to show you the design. You can flip through and take a look at the different designs in this package. And you'll just say view template. Going to tell you, your template's ready. We'll just open it in the editor. And then you can go in and you can pick the design you like and you can edit it from there. And then you can save it. use it as an email signature or anything like that. One thing I do always like to point out with our templates is just make sure, just reach out maybe with your Market Center staff to ensure that it is compliant since it is a form of advertisement. When we create the templates, we're not able to make sure that it is specifically compliant for everyone just because some states do have specific guidelines. So just reach out to your Market Center staff if you're not sure if it's compliant or not, and they'll be able to help you with that. But yeah, you can feel free to use all those templates. We have a ton of options through here that you can go through and take a look at. So yeah, that's all I have for today. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this recording. If you have any questions, please go ahead and drop them in the chat. If you're not sticking around for questions, thank you for joining me. I hope you have a fantastic week ahead.